Hello and welcome to my Siege Defender tier list for Year 10 Season 1 as of April the 3rd, 2025. If you haven't already watched my attack tier list video from last week, I'd highly recommend checking it out for context. So before I begin, let me paint the picture. I generally play flex roles on defense, edging more towards breach denial ops like Bandit and Kaid, with the odd interlop here and there. I'm also basing this tier list primarily on the operator's ability in a 5 stack against a 5 stack. So not just centered around good weapon equals good operator. Also, the tier list goes from A to C, with D being replaced by needs a rework. Like I said in my previous video, I have 8 or so non-professional years of experience, and I'm factoring what I've played in ranked and mini tournaments, as well as what I've witnessed watching a decent amount of Pro League. Again, I've got to stress this list is based upon a combination of all 3 of these factors, not just ranked. So if you see Mr. MP5 ACOG not in S, you've been warned. That being said, any discussions are absolutely encouraged, so please fire away. Right, let's begin. Alibi. She is absolutely useless. Her gadget brings nothing to the team. She's only useful for a bailiff that makes rotates, and I guess her primary is pretty nice, but other than that, for her actual utility, she is dog shit. Aruni, yeah, with Brava being a thing, she has fallen off a cliff, to be honest, and with her being a 3 armor. She got, what, Bulletproof, Orbab, Ronnie, M14. There's definitely kill potential, but I just think her utility is nowhere near as useful as it used to be, so upper C, lower B. I'm going to put her in a C for now, though. Zami, easy S tier, probably the best defender in the game right now, especially at current meta. Her guns are good, her utility is, it's basically like Mirror in the sense that she's completely changed how the meta works around her. Yeah, just absolutely solid. She's like a barbed wire or impacts, so like, yeah, very strong. Bandit, now this might be a little bit biased because I am a Bandit player. Whoa. I'm gonna say A. Can be an S on certain sites. It's basically, there are certain sites in the game, especially now you've got Turbo out, that bandit tricking is very, very useful. And you have a C4, and you have an amazing primary. It's just if there's a Maverick in play, he's kind of a bit useless, but other than that, he's very strong. Castle, look, there's lots of funky strats you can do with him. He's got a good sidearm. His primary is pretty shit if you're playing against a good player, but he's got an ACOG on defense. Bulletproof is a B. I would say is slightly better than a Rooney. Cav, my brain's saying needs a rework because really she does, but she's a staple piece in Siege culture. Like, everyone knows what she's all about. If you're in Silver, you hate her. If you're in solo queue, you absolutely hate her. Can I put her in the same category as a Rooney though, really? Not really. I'm going to move Aruni into B and put Cav in C. But preface by saying, you know what, she probably does need a rework. But I'm putting her there because I like her. Clash, she can be absolutely brutally strong, especially on like a tertiary site, which is really, really hard to defend running default strats. You shove a Clash in there. Very effective. Also with the current shield meta on attack, again, very useful. And like, she can be an S on a lot of sites. But overall, you'd have to say an A. Doc, this one is difficult to do, because in ranked against solo queuers, or hell even stacks to an extent, MP5 ACOG, 3 heals, he's an S. He can absolutely shred a team just by sitting in one spot, especially with the nade nerf. But against any kind of competent team, I mean look, there's a reason he doesn't get played in Pro League much at all, so he does have a bailiff as well. That is genuinely huge. Without a bailiff, I actually think Doc's a B. But because of the bailiff, he kind of has some utility that isn't always about his heals. So I'm going to go A. He's like relegation level A for me. Echo, I think he's pretty underutilized, to be honest. There are a lot of strats you can do with Echo that are really interesting. And his gadget is useful for plant denial, or even just using as like a passive camera. His gun's obviously very good, MP5 ACOG, that's never going to be bad. Good sidearm, impacts, for rotates. He can't be on the same category as Cav. He's B, but he's like a lower B. He's not essential for anything really, so yeah. Ella, in today's meta with shields, she's definitely seen a lot more usage. Her gun does shred as well, so she can run around the map as a 3-speed and just collect kills if she wants on her own. In a tournament, would you use an Ella that much? I don't think so, personally. Like, she has a shield now, which is very useful. But she's not in the same category as Cap. She's got to be a B for me. Benry, absolute piece of shit. Straight in S. His gadget completely blinds you. You can hide it in some really shitty spots that you cannot find. Very, very useful. And also in today's like team deathmatch meta, to completely blind a rush, always going to be beneficial for the defense. And he's got a very good weapon. Yeah, S for sure. Cost, at the moment, I would say she's like the definition of average to below average. But because Cav's in C, she can't be there. Good sidearm, shield or bulletproof. Primary is what it is. It's got an ACOG at least. A gadget is useful for stopping rushes, albeit now you can self-revive off it is kind of annoying. They need to revert that change immediately, but yeah, it's just a solid B really. Goyo, probably my favourite operator to play in the game just because his weapon is absolutely amazing. And you have the option of ACOG for some reason, even though it's already the best gun in the game just with a holo. His gadget is really strong. Yes, I know Twitch drones can destroy it, Nays can destroy it, Flores drones can destroy it. But each canister, and you have 4 of them, lasts 20 seconds. So it's basically like a passive smoke. Because once you've placed the gadget, you can run around obviously, so I'm going to go A. I do think he's really powerful. Jaeger, I think in today's meta, he's fallen off quite a lot. I mean, he used to be here, then he went there. He's got to be a B for me. His gun is still okay, and his gadget definitely has its usage on, like, I'm thinking like elbow or certain things on the catwalk. But it's just a B. He's not bad. He's by no means bad. He's just not what he used to be, so B. Kaid, for me, S. It's not just because I play him. In today's meta, especially with Turbo Row in play, you can hold down a site, make all the rotates, you've got C4, his gun's brutal. It makes me want to put Bandit in S as well, but I'm just thinking overall you'd probably say A for Bandit and S for Kaid. But there could be a case for both of them being S. Anyway. Capcan, honestly today in ranked is probably like an S just the way everyone plays. But realistically, if you're playing in a tournament against a team that actually use drones, you can't really go much higher than a B. He's still useful and you can hide his gadgets in really silly places that people, no matter how good you are in the game, you don't always check everything. So I think B. Legion in today's meta, hell, in the last few metas, an S. Anti-shield, can hold down the site. His gadget is extremely useful for gathering any intel while slowing any rushes. Sidearm shotgun, amazing primary. Yeah, brilliant operator, S. Maestro, his cams are useful, and if you place them in silly places, they can be even more useful. His guns are okay. He is a 3-arm, which is a bit annoying. Does have a bailiff sidearm. I know he's not very meta nowadays, but I do think he's like a decent B. So yeah. Melusi, look, nobody likes playing against Melusi. A gadget just slows down the entire game for the attack. Yes, I know you can shoot him within range and you can blow him up, but you can just place him in some really stupid places and hold down a fort pretty easily. So, is she stronger than them? She's not an essential pick. By no means is she an essential pick. I'm going to put her like upper B, but an A would be like perfectly acceptable. Also, you know what? Whilst I'm at it, I'm going to do it. Doc's a B. Mirror, yes, even in 2025, she is still an S. I know there's more counters now than what it used to be, and I think the Ash thing is quite huge. But you still need communication, generally speaking, to counter a mirror, especially if they use the Wamai. So yeah, and she has C4 as well, so comfortable S. Mozzie, just when you think he's bad, you watch Leakvac play him and you think he's probably an S, but he's not. He's not as useful in today's meta as he used to be. I think he's a B personally. He's got C4. With a team, he can be very effective. But if the attackers are a little bit more sensible with their drone placements, which again I am considering for this tier list, that you're playing against a competent team, so I think B. Mew, basically the cement of any defense, S. His gadget will be useful for any attacking gadget in the past, right now, and in the future. Just a solid operator. He's got the SMG-11, which shreds at close range. He's got the shotgun for all rotates and close encounters. Yeah, he's an S. Oryx, kinda useless to be honest. He hasn't really found a place since he came out. Usually you just put your best fragger on that operator and hope that they just kill everyone. But realistically, in terms of the utility you can provide for the rest of the team, it's not there. Like, even in the shield meta of today, there's someone hiding behind the shield, so if you throw yourself headfirst into him, you're gonna die. So, for me, I'm gonna put him in needs a rework. Pulse, a heavily slept on operator in my opinion. Like, I used to play Pulse a lot. In a stack, he is extremely powerful if everyone's got C4s, and if everyone is using the mic. But, if you're playing against a competent team and they know there's a Pulse on the board, they're probably going to hunt you down in a 3v1. Even with your gadget out, you can provide intel nonetheless, but the UMP is not it, to be honest. But his gadget is really strong. It's an upper B for me, but on his day, I'm thinking like Cafe, he can be an A quite comfortably, so I'm going to say B, but I love him personally. Rook, absolutely useless. He's just there for the MP5 ACOG. They need to rework him. End of story. Sentry, I really just don't see the point. They have C4, but honestly, rework him. Scopos, even though she's been out a little while, it still feels like early days of her. A gadget can be useful, and if you're low health and you switch and having full health again is kind of fun. She's definitely got a lot more to give, but it's very early days, so realistic, she's kind of a C, but I'm going to say B for now. Smoke, kind of the N'Golo Kante of Siege, to be honest. Shuts down pretty much any attack, can be used on every map, every site, and you'll always get utility from him. 3 canisters, 15 seconds of smoke in each canister, shotgun, SMG-11, yeah, he's tempting as it is to say S, he's not like overpowered or like way too strong because his gadget's active, so I'm going to say A. Solace, she's been nerfed off a cliff, but she's still kind of useful for denying plants. Kind of. I can't put her in the same category as Cav, so I'm going to have to say B. But I understand that B might be a little bit overpopulated. But for now, we'll just keep it at that. Tachanka definitely has his use. I'm thinking like first floor on Cafe and bank in the basement. He's definitely useful, but he's nowhere near what he should be. And in most situations, you just won't pick him. So for me, looking at B, I can't really put him in that category. He has to be in C. Speaking of C, Thorn, I know she has a shield and her gun has absolutely no recoil, but her gadget is like, out of all the trap operators, probably the most useless one there. Would I pick anyone else in B over it? Yes, so it's a C for me. Thunderbird, definition of useless again, really. Honestly, I can't even put her in a C. She's got to be needs a rework. Valk, easy S. 3 amazing cameras you can place in the stupidest of positions. You can hide them under lampshades, sofas, anything. Even if she dies, she's always going to be useful because they stay up, of course. She has C4. Her weapons got no recoil. Yes, easy S. Vigil, aka Mr. Boss G, man. Honestly, you take away his Boss G, how useful is his gadget to a team, not just solo queuing in ranked? I don't really know. Like, sure, SMG-12 as well is kind of alright. I don't get him, to be honest. This one is one I could be wrong with. I'm not the kind of guy who plays Vigil, so I don't know. Even watching him getting played, it's just like, he's just there to be a bit of a nuisance rather than actually provide anything meaningful. He just burns time, essentially. So I guess he's a B. I'm not really sure on this one. This is the one I really don't know. So yeah, go for B for now. Wamai, essentially just a better Jaeger. As I was saying earlier, if you've got a mirror in play, you can counter the Ash trying to counter the mirror by placing a Wamai gadget. So it feels a bit generous to say he's an A, but he's not a B. Looking at the B category, just because I've put Jaeger in B, he has to be A. Turbo Rail straight to S for me. You combine him with a Kaid or a Bandit, or better still, both. You just lock down all entry points into site, you force people through doorways, easy kills, very, very strong gadget, and also a really good DMR as well, so comfortable S. And that's it really. If there's anything you disagree with, or you just simply want to talk about why I've placed certain operators where I have, please let me know in the comments down below, and as always, thanks for your time, and I'll speak to you again soon.